Hey, Kinfolk, welcome back to Keeping It Neat Live. That's right, we're live again. Tonight we're going to be doing our sip along, People's Choice. All these whiskeys are the ones that our viewers chose for us to do live in a blind flight. We're going to have Sadie with us tonight also. She's going to come in later, a little bit later. She's going to explain everything to you. We're going to talk about the pandemic, murder hornets, a snowstorm in May in New England. It's crazy, folks. So
Who
get
would have
ready.
thought?
Hold on to your hold on to your seatbelts. It's gonna get nuts. That's right, everyone. We're back here. So
Woo!
gonna Yep, we're in. We're in. We're gonna bring Sadie in here in a second. I got seeing what's going on here, but we're gonna bring Sadie back in. I'll click her on her. There she is. Get the view we like. There it is.
Hello.
Hello. Say hi to everyone, Sadie. We're back in.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah.
Hi, Sadie.
Hi.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna have Sadie here. She's gonna explain to you in a little bit. She's gonna
Mm,
explain how the ABC blind tasting is gonna go. She's gonna let you know what A is, what B is, and what C is, so you know that you can drink along with us. As you know, we did our viewers' choice, so they got to vote on it. You got to vote on it and decide what we're doing tonight. And these are the three that we're doing. We've got Maker's Mark, Knob Creek, and the Evan Williams Black Label. So those are the three that we have tonight. So get your stuff ready. If you have any of those bottles, great. You know, you'll be able to drink along with us, or just drink along with us with whatever you have. It really doesn't matter. But so what we will do is what's going to happen is when Sadie starts explaining, you're going to see me and Nick are going to actually shoot off. We're going to step off camera frame. We're going to go away. When she's done explaining everything, then we will come back. So we're gonna step off so you can't see us with these in right here. When we have these earplugs in, there's no way for us to hear the audio any other way but through these. So we
hmm
won't be able to hear what Sadie's saying. I'm gonna step off, go over. Nick's gonna step off. He's gonna get texted when Sadie's done telling everyone what she needs to tell everyone, how it's gonna go, and then we're
mhm.
gonna get into this. So why don't we do that, and then we'll get into talking about everything else, and then maybe we can get into our first as we're discussing stuff. Nick's got some shout outs to people he wants to do. I've got my comedic routines I like to pull with everyone here. I've got some funny pictures. I've got stuff, but nothing that I'm going to get flagged again on like I did the last time when I brought in Nick's
I
300.
know. I can't believe that.
I know we got hammered for that, and but it wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad strike against the our
But
channel.
who recognized us? Which is like very impressive.
Well, dude, it was Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers was out
Warner
there,
Brothers
and they
themselves.
had the Warner Brothers themselves. We were noticed by Warner's Brothers, so we got a flag against us for copyrighted material, which was the Knicks 300 there. So they were not happy with that, and they flagged us. But it wasn't bad. It's not one of the big black strikes that you get against your channel where you lose a lot of stuff. So that's a good thing. I am just going to be a little more careful in the future about the things that I bring out, and make sure I can do it without infringing on copyright material. But so what me and Nick are going to do right now, me and Nick are going to step off. Sadie's going to explain what's going down, and then we'll come back in and we'll talk a little bit more. So we're stepping off. Go.
All right. So, like they said, guys are off screen. Glad we're alone now, right? Everyone's good. We're ready. Feeling much better now. So I'm only gonna say the list here once. So if you guys don't think that you're gonna remember it, feel free to write it down, type it out, whatever. Just don't put it in the comments. Those are the rules. We don't want the guys to know what they're sipping, and if you guys don't want to know what they're sipping, want to guess based on their scents, their taste, something like that. You want to compare with them, see if you can figure out what they're sipping. Um, Feel free to step away now too. Come back in maybe like 2 minutes, and you should be good to go. We should be up and running again. But here we go. So A is gonna be the Knob Creek. B is gonna be Evan Williams, and C is gonna be Maker's Mark. So just one more time in case everyone missed it. A is gonna be Knob Creek. B is gonna be Evan Williams, and C is gonna be Maker's Mark. Like we said, guys have no idea what they're sipping. They're trying to figure out. Well, they know which three they're sipping, but they're trying to figure out which one's which. So don't tell them in the comments. If anyone catches up late, send me or Bourbon Babe Becca or someone a private message on Facebook. We can figure it out that way, but don't put it in the comments. So that's it. Them's the ground rules. Bourbon Babe Becca is gonna get everyone back in the show now. So please hold. The guys you know and love will be back soon. Oh, here's one. Here he comes.
All right. Okay, I'm back.
And one's back.
Yeah, we'll just wait for Nick to get back now. But yes, so I guess you can explain to me. I misunderstood my own self earlier, so you'll have to explain to me and Nick the ground rules of what there may be.
I mean, you guys are gonna.
Can I come back?
You can come back.
Oh, I glanced over. I saw Derek in the frame. I'm like, okay, I didn't get a text though, so.
It's probably sending. We send it through snail mail. You should get it in 3 to 5 business days.
Yeah, 3 to 5 business days.
We gotta get on that. We gotta get on that Android off that Android game and over to the iPhone.
Yeah. So, I told everyone the order, so I made sure that no one's gonna put it in the comments, and that if anyone missed it or they forget or whatever, they can send me or Bourbon Babe Becca a Facebook message, so we can catch them back up.
Yeah, don't put it in the comments,
don't
please.
Put it in the
Don't
comments.
put it in the comments.
If anyone asks, direct them to me, Sadie Alves, or my mom, Rebecca Alves, on Facebook.
Don't do it in YouTube.
Don't do it in the comments.
Don't do it on Twitter. Don't do it anywhere. Only to them directly.
Yeah,
no comments.
So basically, I'm assuming is that me and Nick, we're going to start with A and work our way through A, B, and C.
Yep.
Now, what the whole gist of this will be at the end is that me and Nick are going to try to guess each individual bourbon. So we're going to say if A is, say it's, I don't know, Knob Creek or whatever it might be. Whatever B is, that's what our guess is, and whatever C is. We'll also put our grades next to the A, B, and C as we're going down. So like I already wrote my ABC. Nick wants to do notes, but I have my ABC written out. I'll put my grade next to that, what I thought of it, along with my guess for which the individual bourbon is. So we'll do it that way. Sadie will be along with us, so if we have any problems, we'll bring her back in, but she'll also be at the end. We're going to bring her back in so she can discuss all the notes with us.
Yep, I have them all here.
She has all the notes with her, so we'll be able to just talk about each individual one.
Yep.
But you, again, the viewer knows what we'll be sipping on, what we're going to start with, and we're going to go from there. But so what I'm going to do is drop Sadie out right now. I'll bring her back in a little bit, but maybe after we're done with A and stuff, we can talk about it a little more. All right, thanks, Kel.
Happy tasting.
Thanks. You. All right, so here we are. We're back. All right, buddy.
So, just before we got started, I just want to give a couple shout outs real quick. The first one is to a contest right now on Instagram, and I actually entered us as Keeping It Neat into the contest. It's with Bourbon in Indiana, Pick and Pours, and Starlight Distillery, and they kept resharing our share, and it was kind of this share game, I guess you could call it, on Instagram. And I just want to give them a shout out. It was a pretty cool contest. You get to win some bottles. Pretty fun. Nice. And, especially in this time, And then the other one is to my buddy Darren. Darren's watched since day one and has my back at my other job and, with my hobbies. So Darren, shout out to you. He's listening to his text was beautiful to me. It was, I'm ready to go. I'm going to have his pregame beverage before.
Oh, there you go. Pre-game's important.
He said, I got my bourbon, I got my cool jazz on, and I'm ready to chill. And then he said, if you read this in a different context, it may sound weird. And I laughed so hard, and I was like, I am so excited for tonight and giving you a shout out for that. So thanks, Darren.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, you got any other shout outs? That was it?
No, those were the two big ones that I told people I'd do it, and once in a while, people deserve it.
Well, that is good. So, so we're, up here in the Northeast, which is kind of crazy. Not only do we have our pandemic, but we've got a winter storm warning for this weekend coming up. Where
I just heard that today.
Actually get snow, which is insane to be halfway, almost good halfway into May. What are we, going to be the 10th by the weekend, something like that? So that's nuts. The other thing is the whole America we've got to deal with now are these guys, the Asian giant hornets, these giant things, or as they're known to in circles, the murder hornet. So basically you have these little guys that are flying around now that, going to hurt us all evidently. But I'm more worried about this one, Nick, right here, this picture. I'm more worried about giant thumbs coming after us.
Listen, Seriously, those pinchers are more. It's like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Like it's like that looks terrifying.
That does look terrifying. Look at that. That thing's huge, man. But look at this guy's thumb. That thumb is gigantic. I'm more worried about that, dude. I have bug spray. I can handle the bugs. I don't have thumb spray. There's nothing I can do with that.
That's a good point because murder hornets are like that big. They're like giant. They're like as big as your palm.
Long. They're big bugs.
If that's how big it is, imagine how big those fingers are.
No, yeah, that's true. That's a big thumb, dude. I don't know, but anyway, so you want to get into the A first? Let's start drinking that. And
Let's do it.
So all of our viewers, we're going to start with A. You can start sipping along with us. We don't know what it is, but you do. So you guys can get into it. Let us know.
I have to give a shout out to my wonderful fiance for doing all the dishes tonight, she said. Which normally I do, so it's really ironic and funny. That was hilarious.
All right, so that's from Sadie. She's just giving directions to everybody.
All right, are you ready and able? Because it looks like you are, buddy.
I am ready to get into it, sir.
Are you ready and able? I said, are you ready to able?
Are you ready and able? Yes, I'm ready to whiskey.
This is why I never lead.
Nope, you never lead. That's the whole thing. Got a nice sweet nose.
Yeah, it does.
Got a blank piece of paper I can write stuff down on. Oh, that's got a nice nose. Sweet. Got like a little caramel note to it.
I was going to say a caramel note. So in case, for all of you folks at home, as Derek will keep going because he's really good at this. I officially, from Derek, got the scent kit. He got this and Becca got this for completing their program a few months ago. Derek had already had one. They got a new one because Becca finished hers. So they generously let me have one. And really, really good. Each number, and then as if you've seen before, each bottle has a number. So we can kind of cross-reference different scents and do it out. Hey, this one came, by the way, with sticks, and I noticed yours didn't come with sticks.
Mine has the scent sticks, too. It's just a pain in the neck to use them. I think it's easier just to pick them up, but
yeah,
you just dip those little perfume sticks, I guess they're called, in there, and you waft it around, you let it evaporate a little bit, and then you run it under your nose so you can smell it.
Gotcha. So yeah, I'm getting a lot of caramel.
I'm getting like a fruit note in there, too.
Yep.
Obviously, I mean, I'm getting some like a cinnamony note, a little like the sweet like brown sugar note.
I'm almost wondering if it's like a banana, that fruit.
Oh, a banana, huh? Could be.
I'm ready to taste it. I need to get into it.
All right, go on, buddy. Let's go.
So, always hard to get something off the first taste. This is the first one of the night. Folks, this is a good time. The whole point of this, we did this for you, for the People's Choice, for you to sip with us. So, we want to hear from you. In the comments, YouTube, Facebook, there's a reason we're doing this. Let us know what you're getting. What are scents that you smell? And what are things that you're tasting as well? So,
yeah, because you guys know what you're drinking, so you can actually look up the notes online. Do any of that stuff that you wanted to do, too, to see how close you're getting to it. You can put down the notes, like Nick just said, what you might be tasting. Because here's the whole thing. Tastes, and nose is going to be different for everyone. What you're getting, what Nick gets, and what I get could all be completely different. We're dealing with the bourbon realm, so with that, you do have the standard notes that you're going to get in a lot of bourbons. If you drink enough of them, you get to pick them up a lot. The wood notes you get in the oak, so maybe some earthiness, leather, sometimes cherry in there. There are some offshoots. You can get like a minty note sometimes. Fruit can run the whole gambit up and down. From apples to bananas to some of the crazy ones like we have is like guava and stuff like that. So.
It's got a little bit of a spice back there.
It does have like that spicy bite on the back. I mean, it's got a nice coating on the tongue. It's not really giving me the Kentucky hug. It's not really burning down.
Darren, I was wondering. Darren said cherry, and I was curious if it was cherry, and then like in the back I got the banana. So I actually could see that like darker fruit a little bit. Mm-hmm. That's a good suggestion.
Yes, it is. Oh. No, it's really good. I'm excited that tonight it's all bourbons. I mean, maybe in the future, maybe we can do something. We can add in some scotches and stuff like that too. Maybe some Irishes, or maybe we'll just do an Irish night. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, this idea was pretty fun. I'm kind of glad that we decided.
Yeah, we wanted to involve the viewer with this.
So I tried to save some, so I had some for later. So
Mm.
as you can all see, I had got them in ABC, and I'm gonna give myself a
Mine were
little
poured
bit more.
directly into my glass, so I have my A glass, my B glass, and my C glass.
Nice.
And the whole thing too is with this is as we go through it, like when we leave the A and move to B, when we come to our final guesses, me and Nick are probably going to go bounce back and forth between all these, so we can try them and compare them against each other, and then to make our final guess on what we think that the brand name is of whatever we're sipping. So we are going to do that too. We're going to be bouncing back and forth.
So there's definitely some sort of brown spice in there, I would say, of some sort.
Yeah, you're getting that cinnamon, brown spice, cooking spices
Yeah.
in there. There is a peppery note there that you get on the tongue on the back.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also like a. I'm trying to think of what the word is. It's not like It's like a textile-y note almost you're getting in the back too.
Yeah. I am gonna throw
like a tannin
H2O
note,
in it.
like a tannin, I think.
So something that actually my mom had brought up before, I think I mentioned in the last episode, was why do we do the water? Again, some people add ice when they do bourbon, and then what happens to ice, folks? It melts. You did it. And you know, this allows us to it breaks up the flavors a little more, and sometimes something will either get we found with some it kills the flavor in some, and with others it's actually brought out different flavors that you might not get on the first round. So we always add a little bit in, try to break it up a little bit.
Yep.
I was kind of thinking, I feel like there's some sort of like a buttery corn on the flavor a little bit.
Okay, do you think that's that caramel?
But-
You want to? You think it's the buttery corniness to it, or do you think it's
Yeah.
more like that buttery?
I'm just
smooth,
like looking
caramel?
down at this, and I'm like, what am I like kind of getting? And I'm like, I feel like a warm pat of butter that you'd throw on,
Okay.
you know, bread or some. There's actually some cocktails you'd actually put a warm thing of butter on, but a corniness too.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. Honestly, it's a nice
Good.
sipper. The water, I felt it definitely killed the burn.
I
don't
didn't want to
feel
put the
that-
water in yet for mine because I'm going to wait until I get them all open and have gone through them, and then I'll put water in and see if it opens it up for any of the notes.
Okay.
Just for now, but I will put water in because we always do it, and I actually like to do it because, like you said, you know, sometimes you get a different note you weren't expecting. So
Yeah. All right, let's see what someone
refreshing
said.
my list over
Texas,
here.
my nose, I get some oak. I could see oak with butter rum lifesavers. Oh, okay. So yeah, butter rum lifesavers. Interesting.
Pull that up. There we
I don't
go.
think I've ever had a butter rum lifesaver. I love lifesavers. That's amazing.
I think I have had it before, but
Taste is oak. He says the vanilla though and light toffee. Still maybe faint maple.
then we got Becca answer with butter rum lifesavers. Used to be her favorite. I haven't given a thought in years.
Hi, friend whiskey. By the way, they said hello to us.
Oh, got friend whiskey. Hey, how you doing there, sir? Thank you for joining us tonight.
Anyone else have anything else on this one before, you know, we said we kind of want to be able to put down and move along a little bit.
So we get through this, you know, because it's different than our normal blind tastings. Obviously, it's a blind flight. Ordinarily, like, you know what we do if you watch our show, we try to guess what's inside, you know, what we're drinking is a Scotch and Irish or what it might be. We don't go with specific names, the brand or the name brand distillery that it's coming from. This one is tonight, we're coming with the distillery, the name brand. That's the whole point of tonight. These were viewers' picks. We gave you a list of 8. You guys picked what we're trying tonight, and we're going with that. We hope to do this again in the future, you know, because we want to get everyone involved. We were thinking this would get a little bit more of participation, you know, get some more interactiveness going on with our fans. As they watch, they can taste, they can tell us what they're getting for their notes by putting it down here in the comments, letting us know. So,
do you have a guess?
as far as what you
think it might
what
be
brand?
so far?
No, I'm not even going to even try with this yet. I have.
But what about a score so far?
Score is fine again.
Or you want to wait on
the
it?
drinkability on it, you know, I mean, it is good. You can put a score down for it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I find it smooth. It's very easy
I'll give it
drinker
a
for me.
score now.
I'd go
That's
to
fine.
this one.
I like
I'm
it.
gonna
We always do
go.
it anyway. I mean, this is how we do it. So we're gonna give it this one. I'll give you my score on this one right now.
I'll go first. I'm gonna give this one a 3.5 out of 5 on the Chug Jug scale. Again, we have these charts. I'm not filling in what I think they are yet, but I am doing what the scores will be in order. And I mean, again, it could change when we go revisit it in a few. But for now, I'm at a 3.5 out of 5. I think, like we said,
It's solid.
it's tasty,
a solid
it's
bourbon.
sweet,
It's
and
tasty.
I like sweetness, so
And here's the
it
whole
kind of
thing
sold
is
me on that.
pretty much all the bourbons, the whiskeys that we chose for our viewers to pick from, are your basic whiskeys that you can get at any liquor store. These aren't the high priced ones. These are coming in at low end market. You're talking maybe $30 or under for the bottles that you're going to be buying for these. So these are just really easy to find, and that's what we wanted because we figured everyone would have this on their bar already. And like Nick, I gave it a 3.5. I went with a 3.5 on that one. I thought it's really good. It's an easy drinker. It's not. It doesn't have a lot of burn on it in the back. So it's coming in. I don't think the proofing is high up there, but I have to try these other ones and compare and see where we are with the proofs. Because we're all over the place with the proofs on these 3 bottles that we did get. So you want to try the B?
Yeah, before we move into the B, Texas Mike 7.5 out of 10. That actually it translates over to what we gave.
It translates. That's pretty much what we're at.
It's funny that he just did it that way. So I also do just so everyone knows, I do a movie podcast as well. It's called the Boyle and Rojas Podcast. And when we do our movies on our show, we do it we call it our Fisher scale, and that's because one of his best friends, my buddy Nick, one of his best friends from college, one of his good friends, came up with like our scale factor that we should do, and it's out of popcorn kernels. So we actually on our show do out of 10, and then when we do our ratings online, we use Letterboxd. It's an app you can download, and it's really cool. It translates to out of 5. So it's funny that you flip-flopped it actually the other way for me. So thanks for bringing that to light. That's kind of cool.
Hey, my buddy Cully, this is the whole thing.
Oh my gosh, the raffle, dude.
This is from Brian Texera. I know he's the one behind this, so we're going to see this all night. They all want a raffle. They want a raffle.
That's amazing. And then that's hilarious. Darren said pretty smooth. He likes the fruit flavor. That's kind of like me.
That's Darren.
Right. I'm a sucker for sweet stuff. If you don't know me yet, right?
Robert Lane.
Hey, Mick, you have it on the big screen? Hey, that's cool.
Cully Rossi giving us the heart. Thanks, Cully. I know your mastermind plan here. I know
all right,
what's going
let's move on. Let's move on to this B. I know you're
but I'm just glad everyone's here tonight sipping along with us. That's the important part. So, sir, are you ready to whiskey on B?
Ready and able, my friend.
There you go. All right, here we go. We're in. Got my B glass here. So.
Very different nose here.
Get one going. Yeah, got to get a raffle going. I know. Texera's behind this. If I do win, Texera supposedly has about between 50 to 1,000 subscribers for our channel. So if I talk to him enough.
Hi, the whiskey friend. The whiskey friend said, "Oh, free stuff, great."
Yep, free stuff is always great. We still got to come up with it. Everybody likes free stuff. It's actually going to be more than likely the first raffle we do. I have a couple of bottles. Not going to say what they are. Obviously, they're going to be unopened, but it's going to be a full 750 milliliter bottle of something that I have that I've purchased that I've gotten an extra of from my contacts in the whiskey community that I work with here. Basically, the guy that works at the liquor store, my whiskey community. Makes me sound important, but
this is a
really
very
light nose.
I was gonna say it's very light, and it's actually these are tough for me. It's so tough to break it down when it's that light. I'm getting on the nose a tobacco-y, toasty maltiness too. A tobacco-y maltiness. Maybe some mint, some herbal mint. Oh, so my friend Elise, she wanted to know, her husband wants to know if we've ever done Habaki Japanese whiskey. And we have found that I love Japanese whiskey.
No, we haven't. Oh, the hibiki.
But we haven't done the hibiki yet.
No, we have not done the hibiki. I actually have the hibiki. I do have that one. I have that and a couple of other Japanese that hasn't come through the rotation yet. Because again, I don't know if I even have the notes on the hibiki yet. Still working on. I have so many. If you're new to the channel, I mean, I'm always out there. I'm always me and Nick, buying different bottles for the show. Currently, right now, I think we have like 200 and some 30 some odd different whiskeys we have. We've probably done about 50, maybe 60 bottles so far on the show.
This is very light. I think I actually know which one this is. I'm not going to show it, but I think I have a feeling.
It's super light on the nose. It's almost like I'm really having to search for it in the glass compared to the other one.
Which I'm surprised by. But then again, the first one might have been so powerful that it's gonna
Maybe.
you know you
This one
start
I'm getting
losing.
an oaky nose to it. It's got a light oak in there. I did get that on the other one too, on the nose. Again, on the flavor palette that I'm getting for myself, I'm getting a little bit of like that cinnamon, little maybe caramel in there. As far as a fruit note, are you getting a fruit note on the nose or anything like that, even on the palate?
Not really. I'm trying to figure out if it's like mint or something.
Mm-hmm.
There's something going on the nose that's throwing me off, and you know me, like I have to almost like picture it and find it.
Well, do you have the mint? Usually your little mint center.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's show them how we do this, right?
Go ahead, buddy.
Usually I try to be quick about this stuff, but hey, that's what a live's for,
That's
right?
okay.
Hey, Texas Mike, to answer you, I did IMDb for years, and then I just recently switched over to that Letterbox app, and I highly suggest you check it out because I find that we find it's a lot better and more of a community base to vote on different things, and there's cool lists and stuff. Go check that out. Just throwing that out there.
Old Humble Distilling Company. Hey, how you doing?
See, this mint's
He's got
very
mint with
strong.
a question mark. So, what else?
So he was getting Old Humble Distilling. I don't know if that's mint like you're not sure or if you're agreeing with me.
Yeah, it's
Darren
tough.
agrees with us. No fruit. Very smooth.
to the
No
fruit.
bite.
Okay. Tex needs to open a bourbon bar at his wedding. Okay, I like that.
Julia, you said
I'll
you
run
needed
it.
a good fruit whiskey to try. I don't know what A is, but that was not. It wasn't. It was just light on the fruit. We don't really know
Good
what it is.
fruity
yet.
whiskey to try. Well, if
Have to
you're
come back
looking
to that
for,
one.
do you want an actual like a regular bourbon whiskey, or do you want like a flavored? Like we have tons of flavored fruity whiskeys we could throw out there.
Yeah, there's a difference between a flavored, like one of our flavored Friday episodes that we try all these different flavors. Like for example, Bird Dog. This is that jalapeno one I told you I still have.
You found it. Oh, nice.
And then I actually just at the liquor store the other day found Bird Dog. I was going to whip this out at the perfect point. Chocolate. So
nice.
They had apple, peach. So if you're looking for flavors, I think that's its own realm. Go check out our YouTube channel. We have Derek's in the middle of doing a little playlist too for that. But
all the
if
flavors
not,
are
scroll
up there.
through.
I have a flavored
Oh, you
playlist.
finished that one.
Yeah,
okay.
the flavored playlist should be up.
So go on there and check that out. We have all the flavors we've done so far and more to come. If you're looking for something that just has more of the whiskey and then a slight of the flavor of the sweet, like the fruitiness, then that would be a different realm that we could try to help you point you in the right
She did say she said flavored, so that's what she wants. She wants a little bit of flavored. So smooth nose is, what does Texas Mike says, with a heavy vanilla and subtle caramel, a little fresh peach note in there. Baked apple and cinnamon. Palate entry is very pleasant. It is very pleasant. Easy. It's an easy, smooth. And you're gonna get into. Again, I talked about it one time on a show. The word smooth. And it was discussed in a whole, a bourbon blog, and we were discussing it, and what smooth meant, and people were like up in arms about smooth. They were like, it has no business even being said. You can't describe whiskey if that's what you're saying. Smooth. It's if you tell somebody that that's a smooth drinking whiskey, everyone knows what it means. There's not a lot of bite to it. It's easy sipping. It goes down smooth. You're not getting that burn. That's what smooth means when me and Nick say it's a smooth way. You're not getting all that other stuff that you may get off of another whiskey. So.
If you need a definition, Florida Georgia Line makes a wonderful song called Smooth. They're one of my favorite bands I had to. And ironically, and I'm glad we have a lot of viewers listening right now, so I want to throw this out there. We just found out about 2 weeks ago, this country artist, Sam Hunt, very famous. A lot of people, if you're a country fan, a lot of people like him. Some people don't because he's more of the rap style, but anyways. He came out with a new song called Kinfolk, and it's actually, which is ironic because that's like our whole thing is the kinfolk, keeping it neat, And so go check it out. I would say it's a pretty fun song. So yeah, I can't really break this down anymore. I feel like I'm so invested in it right
with
now.
What you said originally. You said the mint, the oak. I was getting maybe either that vanilla or caramel on the nose a little bit. That's what I had on the nose.
Yeah.
On the actual palate, I was getting the caramel, some cinnamon, I'm also getting the woody note, that oak lightly in the back in there somewhere. It's more on the back of the tongue than anywhere else for me. That's where I'm getting it. So it's more when I'm almost finishing it. That's when it comes through. And there is a slight, it's like again, maybe a little pepper or a little like some type of a baking spice that's actually got a little zing to it in the back too.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I mean, it's a really good one. You want to give this one your grade, sir?
You go first because I got to answer this person.
All right, answering it. Oh, that's right. I was waiting for you to go black, but on the screen again when you do.
I figured I won't do it to you anymore. If it's live and we're having convo, I gotta be. This is a fan. I gotta get back to him.
I'm gonna go. This is all right. I'm gonna go 375 on this one. The reason why is I think this one is a safe bet. This one you could give to almost anyone, and I think that they could enjoy it. Especially someone new to whiskey, new to bourbon, and they wouldn't be, you wouldn't frighten them off from it at all. They would enjoy this. They could drink it, and it's not overly complex where they'd be trying to dig deep, or if they were, new to it, they're trying to get a lot of stuff out of it because I don't think there's a lot of stuff going on in it. So I just think it's a really simple, easy bourbon. That's what I'm going with.
Also, hi Sue Reddy. She also is one of our fans, and I'm giving everyone shout outs tonight.
Smooth.
You know what's kind of interesting? This is I'm honestly having a tough time writing my score right now. I think that I almost wrote 3.752 and then I'm like, well, that's cheap. It is though. You know what? I'm sticking with it only because not that it's better than A, and my grade might change too. I also, 3.75 out of 5. But you're right. It's an easy sipper. There's not much to it. I feel like this is a good entry level maybe for somebody who's really trying to get into the realm. So, yeah, we'll revisit it.
Yeah, well, definitely. We're going to come back to it. We're going to come back in, and let's hold on. You know what we're going to do? I'm going to bring Sadie in.
All right.
Hey, kiddo.
Hey.
Hey,
She's like, ready.
Oh, hey.
I wasn't ready.
I had no idea I was coming back in. I'm sorry.
Well, you didn't bring me back in after the last one, so I figured you were waiting until the end.
This is all. I've been doing so much research. This is some filler. We need a little bit of filler in the middle here. So bringing you in as you're drinking your non-whiskey there, drinking.
Oh, you want to know what I'm drinking? It's Mike's Hard Apricot Lemonade.
Yeah, see? We're not sponsored in any way by Mike's Hard Lemonade, just so you know.
Please sponsor us.
Watch, that'll be the copyright.
That's the copyright we violated. There it is. All done. Downhill, folks.
Yikes. Sorry, everyone.
So how are we doing? You don't have to tell us what our notes are, but basically on our first two, are we close with our notes as to what the A and B are for what we said? Okay.
Yeah, I think you were a little bit closer on B than you were on A, but they were both pretty close. You guys have been doing pretty good so far.
All right. And as we normally do too, me and Nick will try to guess on A, B, and C at the alcohol contents, also the proofing on those. So we'll put that down in there too with our guesses, what we think the proofings are.
Right.
Oh, there he is. Thank goodness. We were waiting for him, and here he is. I can bring him up. Brian Texera. Little gray show. Brian, they've already been throwing out there that we need a raffle, just so you know. So I know you that's why you're here. I'm sure to watch us and to promote the raffle that you think we must do. So just so you know, my friend. We were also
promised an open bourbon bar at your wedding.
Yeah,
so
someone did promise that. You have to, open bourbon bar. I'll be there. I'll come to your wedding. I will work the bourbon bar for you. I will do that.
Yeah, we could both do it.
Yeah, me and Nick will shoot a live on that one. That would be great.
And every drink will have one of our business cards under it too.
There you go. That'll be a coaster. We'll slide it out to you.
That'll be it.
All right. Well, thanks, kiddo. We'll bring you back.
All
right. So there we are.
At this time, I'm going to take time. Well, I'm going to nicely do this. You guys gave me a nice little gift. I'll show it later, but it's a little flight. And I know you got one too. You mentioned the flight board. Yeah. And it actually has engraved Keeping It Neat on it, which is pretty cool. Like our logo up in this corner.
So it's just a flight board. It's got, you can fit 4 Glencairns on it. It's up in here in the corner. I've got to do it the right way so you can see without flipping it. And I'm so bad at this, dude.
I know, it's weird because,
but right there it does say, it says Keeping It Neat. It's got Abel, our Armadillo, and it says, "Are you ready to whiskey?" It says right there. So, those are kind of cool. I've got a stamp. Going to be making some of those too. Maybe for sale, maybe for giveaways, maybe for a raffle. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. You know, people
These
want
raffles.
something.
Got to give the people what they want, right?
Oh, yeah, we are. We got the bug eyes coming at us. That's my buddy Timmy. Hey, Timmy, what's going on, bud?
What's up, Tim?
So yeah,
All right.
so did you see Texas Mike gave it a 7.2 out of 10?
I did see that. Yeah.
So that was his grading. So he actually it's still in the same realm. I mean, you know what I mean? We're in that same area. So let's get into the C. You ready to whiskey, buddy?
Ready and Abel.
Here we go. Ooh.
This is so weird because, so just so everyone knows, I haven't had Makers or Knob Creek since bars were open. Because we tried so many other things. Yeah, since like restaurants, bars were open. So I haven't had it in so long. So it's weird to try to figure out which one it is. The other day, a few days ago, I did try the Evan Williams on the side because I never tried Evan Williams before. So I was like, well, I need to have some basis, but just goes to show you, I've not been able to find which one it is. Yeah, I'm still up in the air on all of these right now. So it's kind of, I love this, man. I love that we do it blind and literally have no idea which one's which and excited to try to figure this out. You're probably going to nail it. I have a good feeling.
Well, it comes down to like, I was talking to Bourbon Bay Becca earlier, and she goes like this: you're either going to get, if you get one of them right, you can get one, but you can't get two right because then you know them all. So it's either one right or none right or something like that. One or three. That's basically it.
Gotcha.
So
good math.
Yeah, it's, you know,
must be that teacher side.
Was it 33.3% chance?
You want to advertise her channel?
Her channel, yeah. We're gonna put up the princess.
This is our 5-minute segment. Everyone gets their own. Hey, if you have a channel you want to advertise, we do free advertising right now.
We do. For whatever you want, we'll do it.
This one I'm getting a lot of the alcohol right in the nose.
Yeah,
like
it's got
almost,
a lot more of the. You're definitely getting a lot more of that alcohol up front.
Yeah. Which is interesting because on our list of things for folks to see, you can see there's like the first 9 to 10. They're all different like temperature of acid and alcohol things, I guess. So it's like, I mean, I don't think I've ever opened any of those first 10. Well, like whether we're on our old, the old episodes or now, never touch those.
Yeah, no, those first ones up there are like when you're really getting into the tails, the hearts, and the heads of the whiskey. So it's basically where they want to pull stuff off of, and those are the ranges that you're dealing with. You've got, you got your high, your tails.
Weird.
You've got your heads, and you got the hearts. The hearts is what you want. The tails you want to get, some of you want to get rid of, and you want to get rid of some of the head. But the thing is, like, you also want to keep some of it. So it's kind of like, it's an art form to get just the right amount that you want into it and to be able to select it and where you're breaking the points off at. So... Oh, that's a good nose.
I think I might have figured it out, Derek.
Oh, you already got it well worked out in your head?
I don't know. I wrote down my first guesses. I think a little sliver just came here. People might have seen it, but I think I might have a guess. When we go back through all three in a quick breeze, I'll see. But
man,
I'm not. What are you getting on the nose?
I'm getting a little like a spicy note to it. I'm getting oak on the nose.
Is it like is it citrus?
You getting a citrus note in there?
Like deep in there. I'm like, I feel like I gotta come up to breathe. I'm like trying to go.
Oh, you went too deep. You went too deep.
Woo!
Oh man. Don't want
Maybe the more nose will come out from trying it.
Maybe.
I'm getting a toffee. I'm getting a toffee. Like a nuttiness,
Okay.
A toffee.
I give you that toffee, that caramelly toffee. I'll
maybe
go
it's a
more towards the
tobacco.
toffee end.
Maybe it's like a toffee tobacco. A nuttiness. Yeah, I think it's in that realm. It's somewhere in there. Yeah, I'm gonna try it though. I'm gonna taste it.
Okay. Got a long finish to it.
I'm never getting these right. There is not a way. I felt confident until I just tasted this, and now I'm back to being 100% concerned. Hey, that's
And
the part of the game, right? Trying
that's
to figure
pretty
it out.
much, the thing is, hey, if you guess bourbon, you're right.
Ooh. And you know what? I've had all week to look at the bottles. Do you think I looked at the percentages? Nope.
Nope. I think there is a fruit note in there too on the nose,
Yeah?
but I'm not sure of. Might be more like an appley, like a apple note to it.
Mm. Hmm. I'm having a tough time breaking this down. That's why I think I know what it is, because
Caramel, oak, cinnamon on the palate.
it's got a
It's,
spice there. There's
there
like,
is something
no,
in the background.
but not like a brown. It's weird. It's not a brown. It's like almost like an allspice or something. I guess a baking spice, but I wouldn't go that way because it's not that brown sugarish. It's more of like a spice. It's not at clove level. Cloves are, I feel like, always super pungent.
Yep.
Um,
I mean, it could be
but
a white pepper. It could be a pepper note that you're getting
ooh,
too.
maybe a pepper note. White
That
pepper.
that's
That's a
always
good point.
possible in the back too. You can get the white pepper, the black pepper.
Hey, Darren had a good question. Will you throw it up?
Sure, which one?
So he said, "Do you sip and hold before you swallow, or swallow slowly?" Very, very good question.
Darren, that is a good question. And when you do it, and when I went down and we did our classes in Kentucky, they say that you should allow the liquid, swish it around, let it coat your tongue. Don't take a big swig your first swig. Doesn't have to be that. A smaller sip, just swig it all around, let it pass over your tongue, coating everything inside there, then you swallow it down. What that does, it does two things. It coats your entire tongue, number one, but it also desensitizes it because you're getting this big blast. So if it's like a really high proof, it's going to blast out all your nerves. It's going to dull them down a little bit. So when you take your second sip, you're going to get more out of your second sip. You're going to be able to discern a little bit more of it. So that's actually a very good question. But yeah, I always swish it around a little bit in my mouth, coating everything and hold it in there for about maybe 5 to 8 seconds. Swishing it around a little bit, letting it coat everything in there before I swallow it. And that's almost with every sip I'm doing.
I was gonna say, for me, I do a lot of the. I always take the first sip, swish it around, swallow it, because 9 times out of 10 you're not getting anything off the first sip. And honestly, I feel like the worst part of the burn and everything is in that first sip, unless it's a very high proof. But for this, I found that swish it around, swallow it. I go in for a second sip. I usually get like a couple notes, but very vague. And I find, like, maybe same thing for you, Derek. I find the more I sip it, which, we have to try to limit because we only have so many of the sample.
Yes.
But, trying to really sip it and swallow and really think of a note. I think the scent kit kind of helps me. So in the future, Darren, might help to have a list. Like, we usually have an honest cheat sheet behind the screens that we can reference with our scent kits and kind of be like, oh, maybe that is it. Maybe that is it. I find that helps the most for me because I need to see it and picture it in my head. I'm a visual learner, as we know as students. And I think that, for me, it's more of I need to read it, I need to taste it, I need to picture it. Is that what I'm getting? Okay, but maybe it's not. We always switch up caramel and vanilla, butterscotch and toffee. A nuttiness is in there usually too. Like there's different realms of, I feel like they usually go back and forth. And as you've probably seen in our past episodes too, we struggle with that all the time. Yeah. So, yeah. But anyways,
the thing is, like, I mean, there's so many different notes that are out there. You're not going to remember them all. So, it's nice to have that little bit of the memory bank that you're dealing with, I mean, even if you write them down, what the common notes are, say in a bourbon, you're going to go with the cherries, the oak, the brown sugar, the spices, whatever it may be that you wear. So you can at least look at it and go, is that? But you also have a base for that. You have to know what those taste like or smell like to be able to pick them out. And if you don't have that, you're not going to be able to pick those notes out at all. So
yeah, I'm getting a little bit of honey on this one, on the nose now that we're in a little bit, just throwing that out there. Just a slight honey, but I still kind of stick with the toffee, like I said before. Now, I saw Texas Mike actually throw up what he thought.
He says he sips, he swishes, he swallows eventually. Up more?
Oh, for that, yes.
Oh, there it is. So his nose, he's got a soft caramel with brown sugar.
Which I thought the caramel.
Mouthfeel taste with warm caramel and toffee. and a
Coffee.
dash of pepper for a balance.
Pepper.
It's not good. So that was in there.
Oak, I could see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the oak is infused there and there. I mean, a right amount of alcohol finishes long. Like the initial, like when we first got it, we got that initial blast of alcohol. But I also had mine covered for a while, so it might have been that when I took the cover off, and those covers that I showed on the last time we did the live, got those little toppers. So I had all of them topped off with that.
And back to Darren's question, he threw out something that I thought was kind of interesting. He said, "Right, I was having a hard time tasting what you're tasting." That is something I struggle with a lot, and that's why I think it's fun to do it with Derek, because Derek brings some things out. I'm like, oh, that's true. So doing it with a friend's always fun because you bounce off each other, and oh, okay, I could see that. Ooh, maybe I could see that, and that happens all the time with our episodes. And again, I don't know if you've tried this one before or not, without giving it away in the description. That can sometimes have to do with it too. If you might not have tasted a flavor, if you may have not had the bourbon ever before too, that could also help. I mean, not help you either. But we do all of ours blind, and I just think us bouncing off each other, having that cheat sheet behind the scenes, and really picturing it and tasting it. Does it taste like that? And we have an episode on the Nipponologist where we show a handmade one you can make by just grabbing spices in your cupboard. So I think that's something also to keep in mind. So, All right, Derek, you want to get to rating?
I'm going to rate mine right now. I'm writing it down. I'll wait for you to do yours, and then we can show. So this way we'll have an impartial. This way we're both going to show it at the same time. So,
Okay.
But this one was good. I liked it. I don't know if it's... I like the second one. I like B a lot more. So, all right, you ready? 3, 2, show. Whoop.
So I gave this one a 3 out of 5.
I gave it a 3.5 again.
Okay,
so.
you gave it a 3.5.
Yeah.
I thought you would. You like a little bit complexity. This has a little bit of complexity. Just trying to break it down is a little bit more difficult than the others I found.
Yep.
To me, this is right down the line. Will I sip it and will I drink it? Sure. It's just not.
Ooh.
It's got a huge pepper in there, so I don't mind it, and 3 out of 5 is still a good score for me. I think once you start going 2.5 below, it starts getting rocky. Yep. 3 is kind of more, 2.5 is middle of the line out of 5. Do your math. So this is just slightly better than I would think normal, but it's something I'd rush out, and which this could bite me now. Oh,
Yep.
See, winner tonight, and that's because I think this is out of the 3 a little bit more.
But you see, he also says
know.
tomorrow night, who knows? You could try all these again tomorrow. And he had also said before, every palate's different. It changes up. So, you know what I mean? Which is true. Day to day, hour to hour, your palate changes. So what you like right now, come back another day, it may not be the same for you on your palate. So it does change all the time, And Mike does have some good descriptions. Bourbon Bay Becca liked him because he actually was writing down some really good descriptions there.
Yeah.
Before he had a really good one with this one. That's the one we were just discussing, the one we just did see. He was really, he got into it a lot too. But a lot of the notes, was very similar. But again, you don't have to be the same as everybody else when you're getting them. So now we have to kind of work these over a little bit, my friend, and see where we're going to go with our actual guesses again.
Trying to better my staging now.
Staging?
Yeah, I don't. For you, it's going to be backwards. This is my A, B, and C.
Yep.
The last one's empty only because I brought out what I'm going to finish the night off with, which is a very ironic but kind of funny if you've been watching recently choice. So we'll stay tuned for that. Again, I think, while we still have a majority of people in here, thank you again for watching tonight.
Thank you so much.
We want to do this more. There'll be more of these, so we'll be in touch. And as always, subscribe on all of our channels on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're doing different content on each one. I mean, we're posting similar stuff, but it's actually more of who's controlling it behind the scenes, I guess. So let's get into breaking it back down. So what are you going to do, Derek? How are you going to do? I think we should bring Sadie back in for this.
Okay,
while we
we'll
review
bring
the
Sadie
last
in. Sadie's
ones.
coming in.
And
she's back.
I'm ready this time.
All right,
Awesome.
good. I'll
I
give
was
you
ready.
the screen everyone likes. Hey, Amos, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for joining us tonight. Appreciate it. Well, we've got our A, B, and C, obviously. You heard our last guesses and what we were going with.
Yes.
As far as tasting notes and how are we doing on that one as far as the notes that we got off of it.
That one was also a good one. You guys
Okay.
have been pretty on tonight.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of bouncing back and forth. I've got my A and my.
You can see which one I like the most. So Derek,
True.
by your oh, this one doesn't have, that wasn't
Oh,
used.
geez.
What did I like the most tonight?
Is that your C? Is that the C or the A
No,
on the
No,
end?
so
that's the
A,
A.
B, C. So
A.
I don't know if
Flip it.
I liked it the most. Yeah, I know it's weird for the screen. I just if I don't keep it this way, I
Yeah,
know I'll get
no.
lost.
I meant Dad needed to mentally flip it.
Oh, and it's just kind of one of those things where I guess I went through this more, really trying to break it down. It might have been just because it was the first one. So I'm gonna go right down the line and then go a second round with water the second time because I didn't do water.
I didn't do water in
I
any of
think,
these,
the
so I'm
last
going to do
one,
that
so.
right now.
All right.
Nick, did you do water for the second one?
I don't see. That's what I was saying. I think I stopped because I heard
think you
Derek
only
said
did it
he-
for the first one.
Yeah, and I don't want to do it until it's my last sip, only
Yeah.
because
Just
it
in
always
case.
kills it for me. Yeah, just in case. So, back to the A. Back to notes. I'm getting a lot more honey on the A than the first time we tried it, which is, it's nice. It's a beautiful nose. It's a beautiful flavor.
It really is. It's good. And the whole thing with that is the longer you leave it out like this, like in our glass, the more of the alcohol starts to evaporate away. So you're getting a lot more of the flavors that are left over. So some of that alcohol, ethanol, that kind of stuff has been evaporated away. So you're getting more of the flavoring out of it. But
Okay.
I find that A and C are very similar in nose.
Yep. Yeah. Ugh. I'm even looking back at my scores and like now my scores might change. I'm not gonna lie. The second one's nose is so
It's
dull,
so light.
and I
it's very
yeah, dull's not a great word. Vague, light, I guess.
dull. It's very dull.
Sorry, I'm panicking about my verbiage tonight because I don't want to get a letter tomorrow about what I need to improve. If people want, while we're sipping, don't give us the answers in the comments, but do us a favor and let's play a little interactive time. Go and rank yours right now in the chats for ABC in the order from favorite to least favorite. So if it's BCA, BAC, CAB, whatever it is, do your favorite first down to your last and list in the letters of where it ranks for you. What did you like the most and what did you not like the most? But don't give us the titles because we haven't
don't give
made
us
our
the titles
guesses
yet. You can show those after. You can let us know what you thought, as far as your ranking, how they went, or how you think we're picking them. But Darren just wrote, he says he feels that A has the most flavor to him right now out of the three. And I'd have to go along with you on that, Darren.
Yeah.
I agree with you. That between A and C, I think are the ones with the most flavors going on in them.
And I think I know
even
what
a
it
deeper
is.
nose on A, slightly less on C, and B is a very, very light nose on the B.
Okay. Which my scores are going to change a little bit, so I will throw that out there as well.
Are you guys guessing alcohol percentages today too?
Yep, we'll put those down also on what we
Okay.
think in there when we do our guesses. Yep. Anybody else been sipping along with us? All right, so we got Texas Mike came in with CAB is what he thinks. I guess that we're going to be going with, or that's his pick.
So he thinks CAB.
Yeah.
No, that's what he likes the most. I
He
asked
likes
what
his
they
CAB.
like, not what we like the
Yeah,
most.
not what we like. So he is C, A, and B. That's his favorites right there. So.
I think I'm going to get this wrong. I'm like 1 minute I'm so confident.
Yeah.
The next second I'm like, eh.
He's doubting himself. Don't doubt.
I've
I
heard you say
know.
for
He's the
both
root of
A
all
and
evil.
B. I think I know what this is with a lot of confidence, which means that by default C would be the last one, and you would know what all of them are. But
And you know what? I just tried like I said, a few days ago, I tried that Evan Williams for the first time.
Mhm.
But when you sip so many bourbons and whiskey, some of these and
Yeah,
there's a
they
reason
all
we
just kind
chose
of
these.
blend together. That's the whole problem,
I think that's the thing is you chose these because they're the most go-tos. They're usually the easiest things to whether it's a mixed drink or a sipper for yourself. I think that this was a very fun activity, a fun task, and I'm usually around Knob Creek and Maker's Mark all the time, and just recently
Right.
since being home, I'm not, and it's just so weird, and now I can't even pick them out. It's just interesting.
So what the guys didn't tell you is that the only one Nick tried recently was Evan Williams because he hasn't tried that one. And yesterday Dad tried all of them, but the longer that he was sipping them, the more frustrated he got.
Yeah,
He's
the
like,
more
they all
frustrated.
smell
It's
the
just-
same. They all taste the same.
At the end, they were all
Yeah.
smelling alike. It's
I
when I
bet.
first did my initial nose. Like if I was to open all three of them, and I went through them.
Mm-hmm.
They all had a different, slightly. Well, actually, two of them smelled similar. But at the end, they were all identical. It didn't matter. I had no idea.
Texas Mike says to Forrest Gump it and don't think too much.
Don't think too much. That's right. Just get into it. Don't think too much on it.
All right, I wrote mine down.
I got mine down. I got my proofs down.
Oh, you
I
wrote
can't
your
remember what the
proofs.
proofs were. Well, here's the whole thing. I'm gonna let a secret out. The only reason why I know it's when I put down Knob Creek, I said 100 proof because we said the Knob Creek 100. So I know what the proof is on the Knob Creek.
That's
I guess
fair.
that makes sense.
So the other ones, I don't know. I can't remember what their proofings are. They were in there, but I don't know exactly what they are. So I put down some rough guesstimates here on proofings. So. Now, see, and the whole thing, too, is like, so we're going to have to actually pick these out in the order that we actually like them the most, too. Right? We're going to have to write our
You guys are
favorite
gonna have
least.
to rank them.
Yeah, we have to rank them. I mean, because
I
the
guess
scores
your
are different.
ratings kind of rank them though.
Well, they do, but they don't because we're trying it. I'm doing it individually, against itself. I'm really not trying it against other. When we give
True.
those grades, it's just like how much I like it then. But now, comparatively between the three, I do like one more than the others. So.
Derek, what did we learn the other day? What proof can it not be? It can't
42.
be 42, right?
42.
There's no 84 proof.
Oh,
There's
well,
no.
I wrote that down for one. So guess what?
Oh, change it now.
I knew you were gonna do that. That's why I was like, let me help him.
Man.
That's funny.
Yeah,
I know it's so
that was
weird.
actually a good
I've
one. I couldn't
always
remember
struggled with figuring out the proofing and what this is. So, all right. So I did those. I'm gonna now rank which one I like the most. But your ratings. See, that's the only thing. Your ratings do not always reflect what you like the most. I
Yeah.
will say that. Yeah, I will say that. And I'm nervous now with my ratings. Now I'm like, do I feel that way? Because we try some really good ones. So you know me, I'm very picky about this.
Oh, I know you are. Darren says it's funny. I like them all, but I guess it depends on what mood you're in. It's true. You know what I mean? Some days you may like this. You may want a barrel proof. Maybe you want, that cask strength over, a lower proof one. I mean, some days I want a scotch. That's the whole thing. It's not always about drinking bourbon. Some days you're just in the mood for a bourbon. So that varies too.
Don't worry, Mom. I said it. I said Forrest. Ooh, should I not say it? I said it already. It doesn't matter.
Forrest
Gump, yeah.
Oh.
Well, as long as I don't play, I don't think anything from the movie was safe. We can mention the name, you can say it.
Technically, I think you can play 30 seconds.
No, that's a lie because that's all I did for Nick's thing, and I
No,
got
you
copyright
did
violation.
2 whole minutes that you just changed some words on.
It wasn't 2 minutes. Literally, the video is
Wasn't it?
38. It's 38 seconds. The whole thing from soup to nuts, even with the intro that's 10 seconds long into it.
I'm literally like, I'm trying to make like brackets and make it look so nice, and then I'm like, oh wait, I gotta go back to the bourbon.
Bourbon Babe Becky, you want to try these? Oh, she's coming in. She's gonna give her.
All right, it's almost reveal time.
It is almost reveal time. I'm gonna go with my, I mean, we'll do it at the same time so that we'll just flash them over and see, but be interesting to see because. Yeah, I'm going with what I got.
That means I can.
You can sip away
All right.
and do your thing there.
Wait, so let me ask you
This
before I
Bourbon Babe,
reveal
she's in
mine. I have my ABC. I have what I think they are. I have the
Yep.
proof. I have the rating. Down at the bottom, I wrote. Careful, you almost exposed yours. I
Oh,
wrote
you don't
the order I
expose
like them in.
yourself.
Do you want?
Yikes.
Did you write it in the order of you like it too, or
Yeah,
did you just put that on the back?
I just did it on the back of the board. I
Okay.
wrote down my ranking of ABC. So whatever, however it's going to be in, it'll be 1, 2, 3. My favorite to my least favorite. Wow, singing, I like it.
Jackson 5, ABC. No.
Well, yeah, I understand that, but she can't because she doesn't have an earphone in. So.
Oh well.
Yeah, she can't hear us at all.
Tell her to put.
She listens to the live stream just completely silent.
Yes,
which is how it's kind of amazing that she's constantly yelling
Wait,
into the
really?
stream comments. Yeah, she doesn't put the sound on.
So you yell from the other room, and you're not even listening to what we're saying.
Yeah,
no,
she just hears Dad, and she goes.
She's looking at all the comments and stuff, and then she's pointing at the screen. I don't know what she's pointing at. So then I'm looking over here, seeing if I missed something. But it could be coming up on something else she's not watching.
Buy her a set of headphones.
I'm going to this side because I got to switch it up so I don't get strangled. There we go.
She doesn't want headphones. We've tried.
Yeah, she doesn't.
Oh my gosh.
It's tough. All right, so we're going to show our initial guesses.
I guess I'm sipping on this C because that's all I got left at this point, breaking this down.
So you ready?
All right, so are we going to show it or just talk about it? Gosh, I don't want to reveal anything. we're
going to show like what our picks are, what the guesses are on what the actual distilleries are right now.
Okay, all right.
All right, so you ready? In 3, 2, 1, and go.
All right, so... Ooh, okay, so we have a little discrepancy here. So I think A is Knob Creek, B is Maker's Mark, and C is Evan Williams. Knob Creek, you put the proof, I put the percentage. I put 50%, 45%, and then 46%. I don't know what, honestly, Evan Williams is at, because I never drink it. So, and then, if you notice, I changed my scores. These two, I put a 3.75. I thought they were a little bit better than the last one. However... we did have a discrepancy. So you put Knob Creek, Evan, and the Makers. What was yours?
Yeah. I put Knob Creek for A. For B, I had Evan Williams. And for C, I had Maker's Mark.
Okay. All right.
I would like to comment here because I think it'll be really fun to watch you guys debate about this. Mm-hmm. One of you is correct and one of you is wrong. So...
do we each have at least one right? Do we each have at least one right?
Can you hold both of them up again?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that gives it away.
I got one right. I'm good. I'm happy.
Nick's
and I'm guessing we both...
right.
Maybe we...
Well, which one do you guys both have in the same spot?
Yeah, it's got to be Knob Creek. Knob Creek had to have been A. See, and I knew that because Knob Creek is one of my favorites. And so the sweetness and stuff kind of stuck out a little bit. I'm like, I think this is Knob Creek because I'll sip that stuff by itself. I love that. So we were right about A?
You were right about A.
Yeah!
And
so A is Knob Creek.
I technically ignored the other alcohol percentages and proofs and stuff, but name-wise, one of you guys has all of them correct. So.
All right, Derek. So before she reveals, do you want to try to have a debate off, like why you think it might be one thing and not the other? Because I have a reasoning behind mine.
Okay, well, my whole reasoning behind mine is basically I'm going to go off of. Because, it's... if you've ever watched these, a lot of times, these blind flights, the guys will have tried them the same, like, say, 20 minutes before, and then they'll sit down and they're doing a blind flight of it. The blind flight is they've already tried it. Me and Nick tried it, a day ago or so. We tried these, and then you're done. Then we were done with it. I wasn't going to try it anymore for today. I was just going to go into the thing. When you're trying it, you're discerning it by several different things. For me, a lot of it was the palate, how it felt, the tongue feel, and really more of it for me was the proofing. And by the proofing could go a lot with the palate stuff on how, if I'm getting that burn or not. So that's how I felt with my list. I went by how I thought alcohol levels in each one were, and that's how I went with my final picks. Basically, I went off proofing for mine. And also flavor did have something to do with it too, and the nosing, because the initial noses when you tried them, they had a certain nose to each one, and some was similar to than the others. So that but it didn't help because they had crossovers with proofings and whatnot. So it kind of conflicted. But my main thesis for all of this, for mine, was the proofing.
Okay. And for me, again, I haven't done Knob Creek or Maker since I've been at the bar. And for me, Evan Williams, the first time trying it was the other day. So when I was tasting mine, C kind of stood out in just a sense of the peppernessy. I guess that's not even a word. Peppernessy. That peppery taste to it stood out a little bit and had a little bit of a bite. And I kind of remembered that the other night from drinking the Evan Williams. So that's what led me that way. And Makers usually for me is a very easy sipper and like flavorful, but not much burn to it too. In this like delicious complex. So I don't know. I could be completely wrong. I mean, one of us is right, so I'm kind of excited.
One of us is right, one of us is wrong. You know, I mean, we both have, outside of our A's, our B and C is different than the others. So one of us has all three right, one of us has only one right. So that's, I mean, it'd be interesting. That's why we do it this way. I mean, you've seen us, if you've watched our show, we don't get it right all the time, even when we're guessing Scotches and Irishes and whatnot, because sometimes some of them come so close to each other as far as on that flavor realm that you can't get the Scotch notes that you normally would, or it's coming off more of like an Irish than it is a Scotch. And that happened with us, not that long ago. If you watched our episode, I'll put it up above us, is on the hedonism from Compass Box, which came off more like a Irish to us than Scotches. It's a really good one, but that'll be up above Nick, and I'll link that in there, up there. But all right, so how are we gonna do this? You want to give us our? You want to say who's right and who's wrong, Sadie? You gonna give us that right now?
Sure, Dad, you are right. Nick, I am sorry. It is Knob Creek, then Evan Williams, then Maker's Mark.
All right. Okay. All right.
What is the proofing, Sadie, on... we know that Knob Creek is 100. What's the proof on the Evan Williams and the Maker's Mark?
Yeah, so I... Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, what did you have?
I put 80 and 92. 80 for Evan Williams and 92 for Maker's Mark.
So, Evan Williams is 86 proof, so it's 43% alcohol.
Okay.
And then Maker's Mark is 90 proof, so it's 45%.
All right.
So I got Maker's right. I put 45%, but Evan Williams, I was far off.
Okay.
So,
and as far as my order that I went in for my most favorite to least, for going from the top to the bottom would be my most favorite. I went with the Knob Creek as number 1. Number 2, I came in with a Maker's Mark, and number 3 is the Evan Williams. It's fun because I like those more complex ones. The Evan Williams is super easy drinking. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I think that's a great entry level or a starter bourbon for a lot of people. I think if you wanted to introduce someone to the whiskey world, that's a great way to start them off because you're not going to scare them away from it once they do try it. Okay. So I do think that Evan Williams has its place. And you, sir?
And I, just like my song, I went ABC. So ABC? I end up finding, easy as 1, 2, 3.
I like it. As easy as 1, 2, 3.
Interesting because I only threw the B in there in the middle over the C, which, I mean, ironically is funny because I thought the C, the order I put it in was the order that I also ranked them. And ironically, Evan Williams stood out to me. So that's something kind of new to know, I guess. I don't know if I said that right. And yeah, I think these 3 are all really good ones. I was kind of surprised, truthfully, that the Evan Williams was the lighter one because I didn't get that the other night when I did that. So interesting. But again, your palate changes and this is how I ranked them tonight. Could change a different day. But again, Knob Creek stands out the most. A at number 1 to me. You got me every time.
I'm gonna give your buddy Darren props. I mean, he's saying that B has less flavor, and I felt the same way. Had less of a nose, and it had a lot less of those flavors coming through that you normally get. Because also it could be part of the proofing. Proofing is down on it. I mean, 86 is not really low. That low, but it was down there, and whatever they do, I mean, it's a super easy drinking, but it's not overpowering you with all these scents and different things coming at you. So I agree with him wholeheartedly. Okay. What did Mike say? Interestingly, I just did the blind Evan Williams 100 proof against the Knob Creek 100 proof, and prefer the Evan Williams, but I found them both very close. So that'd be an interesting one to try too. Is if we do another night of proofings, maybe next time we do it, we'll try to keep all the proofs kind of similar. So that you don't have those big drop-offs like that, in between them all. Make it a little harder.
So, do you guys want me to read the nose and palate notes?
Yeah, please do. Please start with the A. Start with the Knob Creek and let us know what the nose is on that.
So the Knob Creek for the nose was vanilla, clove, cinnamon, and caramel corn.
Caramel corn, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
And then
I like caramel corn.
The palate was strong and tingly straight, rich, smooth, and satisfying mixed, orange zest, and baking spice.
Wow.
But
Wasn't even
one of
close.
the things that Nick had said was butter for that one.
Yes, he did.
And the finish says rich and long cinnamon and brown butter.
Oh.
So I thought that was really interesting because Nick pulled that out
Mhm.
from.
Okay, you know what a
from
good
it.
comparison was for B? That whole like caramel. I'm trying to open a bottle while I'm talking. I don't want to I don't want to show you because it's gonna be fun in a few minutes. But no, what it was funny. You know what I thought of? You know the Texas Roadhouse bread and the butter that
Yeah,
they
the
put on the
cinnamon
bread.
butter.
Cinnamon
Yes,
buttery kind
on the
Yes.
black
right.
bread.
Yeah,
Kind of like
yeah.
even like Outback has something similar too. I guess it would be more of maybe I was thinking more Outbacky. And just that, like, the pat of butter on that bread, and when you take that one bite with both of them in there, that's kind of where I thought that B was at, honestly. That's where I was at.
Texas
So.
Mike says he likes us. We're like his kids. My grandkids are in their 20s. My screen name gives me away my birth year. I wish more fans had tuned into this program tonight. Actually, Mike, we actually did very well tonight.
Yeah.
We had quite a
Yeah,
few
there's a
viewers
lot
there.
of participation
So,
Yeah.
today.
And it's okay because I think maybe some people this first time we've done this, maybe they felt a little bit nervous to contribute. So next time,
that's fine. You know, I mean, as far as the viewers went, we were up there for a while and some drop off. And the thing is, too, Mike, is we are a fairly newer channel, so we're still growing, and that you get more viewers to watch your lives. The more we do these, you'll get more people, and progressively we have been getting more and more viewers the more lives we've done. So we're going to keep doing these for the foreseeable future, as with everything, the craziness that's going on in the world right now, because me and Nick can't be with each other at the studio to shoot regular. So we're going to be doing more lives like this, coming up with different ideas. I miss you too, buddy.
I miss our nights.
Yes, the thing is, it's tough to have the banter like we do when we're live in the studio and we're talking. I have so much great B material to use for the beginning of our shows and whatnot. But so why don't you read for us, Sadie, what Evan Williams has for their description?
Did you guys want to guess the price, or do you guys already know the price?
Oh,
I'll guess the price because I have no idea.
I
Dad,
know
do you remember the price?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, Nick, guess the price.
For Knob Creek?
For Knob Creek.
So Knob Creek, I'm going to guess 48?
No.
Well,
no, wait.
Maybe if it was bigger. It's a 375 milliliter, so it's not the 750.
Oh, so the three. Okay, so that one.
It's the small.
It's the smaller one.
Like
24?
Close.
It's $19.99.
Okay.
So pretty close.
I also drink their higher proof one, so I don't know if that is also messing with my mind.
Oh, you think about the 46, the Maker's Mark 46 you're thinking of? Yeah. Dude, that 46 is nuts, dude. You want to get, when we did that...
that stuff is Kentucky. Honestly one of my favorites.
Dude, if you want to say a flavor, you wouldn't be wrong when you said it with Maker's Mark 46, because it's got everything in it. It's ridiculous.
I think that's part of my problem is, like, if I see Maker's Mark 46, I've been drinking that, and I guess I should have specified that at the beginning. I haven't drank regular Maker's Mark in a while, besides making it for cocktails, and then, you take a little sip, maybe. With what was left over, you take a little straw thing and like, oh, is that cocktail good? Yeah, sort of a thing. I haven't drank regular Makers in so long, and when Makers 46 came out, that was amazing. I was like, well, I can't go back at this point. So, well, that was fun.
Take that out of there. All right, kid, read off the next one.
So now we're gonna move on to Evan Williams. The notes for that one. So the nose was light with deep vanilla and mint. So I know you guys were talking about mint. That's the one Nick pulled out the mint.
Yeah, Nick got the mint. He got that right away. That was pretty good.
That was a good one.
So I may have gotten them wrong, but I got the sense.
You got the scent
That's
right.
all that matters.
You guys were right on with the scents tonight. Scents and tastes. And then the palate was notes of oak, brown sugar, and caramel. And then the finish was medium to long. Okay. So that one was...
Can you on those, Sadie? Can you read the mash bills for the first two?
Oh yeah.
So for the Knob Creek, what's the mash bill on that for as far as corn versus?
The mash bill is assumed 75% corn, 13% rye, 12% malted barley.
Okay, and for the Evan Williams,
it's exactly the same.
Oh, okay.
It's assumed 75% corn, 13% rye, 12% malted barley.
Okay. Now Evan Williams is Heaven Hill, I think, right, for the distillery.
Yep, they're Heaven
Okay.
Hill, and Knob Creek is Beam Suntory.
Beam Centauri. All right.
Yeah.
All right, let's go on to the C Maker's Mark.
Well, did Nick want to guess the price for Evan
Oh,
Williams?
I'm sorry. Yep, Evan Williams. Go ahead, Nick.
26.
Ooh. Yeah, that's. This is. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, it's
Nope.
$15.99
Yeah.
for the 750 milliliter bottle. Evan Williams is super reasonable as far as for like the black label, even the white label, the 100 proof. You want to go buy that one. That one's really good. It was super reasonable. You're not going to pay over $20 for even for the white label, the bottled in bond. That's a great one too. Okay, kid.
Evan
All
Williams
right.
Cherry was awesome.
Oh, the
Just
Evan Williams
throwing
cherry
that
was
out
very
there.
good. Yeah, that was a good one.
In Coca-Cola.
Oh, that's the one I was going to punch you in the face, I think. No, that was a different one.
What?
Whew.
Cherry Coke.
I will punch you in the face.
That would have been
No, that
hilarious.
you would obviously, if it's cherry,
See,
you put Coke in
if
there.
this was a recorded episode, we could have a lot of fun editing that.
All right. So for the Maker's Mark, the nose is woody oak, caramel, vanilla, and wheat.
Wheat. Okay.
That's
And
sweeter
then-
note to it.
Right.
Go ahead.
And then the palette says sweet and balanced with caramel, vanilla, and fruity essences. Doesn't say what kind of fruit, so we're just gonna assume that every fruit you guys said 100% correct. Good job.
Great. Okay.
And then for the finish, you guys both said it was long, but this finish says smooth and subtle.
Huh.
So I thought that was
everyone's
kind of
different,
interesting.
So, yeah, it's smooth and subtle. It's like what I would think of. I mean, the Evan Williams. That's what I consider smooth and subtle. There's really, it's super easy. That's really light, and that's a smooth, subtle finish
Yep.
on that one.
Right.
Yep. This one I went for. Wait, say that one more time. Which one did you think? You thought this one was smooth and subtle?
This
Well, that's
one
what he
is
said.
listed
That's what it
as
says on
smooth
it.
and subtle.
Oh,
And Evan
okay.
Williams is listed as medium to long. But you guys both thought that those finishes were reversed. And I know
Yeah.
that Texas Mike said something along the same lines as that too, where he thought that the Maker's Mark was a long finish and Evan Williams was a smoother, shorter finish. So I think that that's a little bit interesting.
Interesting all the way around. So
Yeah.
So what do you think the price is on this, Nick? Maker's Mark, the regular old Maker's Mark.
32.
$25.99.
These are a lot cheaper than I anticipated. And because I just don't go to them because I think that's part of the problem is half the time I'm trying to find a bottle that I'm like, would Derek have this? Because I'm trying to battle you half the time. And
Just text me.
I'm
Text.
not gonna go get like a thing of Maker's Mark and and buy that because I don't know. Like I like to try different things and
Well, that's
unless there's one that stands out, which hint what I'm drinking right now.
well.
But
See,
we'll get to
that's
that
why
after.
we went with these two. Is we went with a grouping of them that we thought a lot of people could easily find.
Yep.
Or may already have behind their bar, which is, these are all really just basic bourbons and whiskeys that are, most people would have. Regular Jack Daniels, regular Evan Williams, these are things that you may start with. You've gotten gifted a bottle of it. It's sitting behind your bar. So we didn't want to have to, and if you had to go out and get the bottles, the final three, it wasn't going to break the bank to do it. You know what I mean? Evan Williams, $16. You know what I mean? You're going to go get, the Maker's Mark and the Knob Creek.
That was smart. Yeah.
So, that's trying to
Or
keep
you
it
can even
reasonable.
buy the nips. All of these were ones you
Yeah,
could
you
literally
could've
just
done- you
buy the
probably could've
nips
found the
behind,
nips.
buy one or two. And for future episodes, folks, I would suggest, because who knows where the next three are going to be that we choose to do, whatever, buy 2 nips of each. If you saw me, I poured half of one and then used half of it halfway through us tasting it because you start running out. So
Yep.
I wouldn't have wanted a bottle of each of these, to be honest with you. It would have been excessive. So it was kind of nice to be able to have the small samples. And again, that would almost equal the nip.
Darren got ripped off on whatever bottle he bought, so he's not very happy.
It was the first one. It was the Knob Creek.
Knob Creek, he got gypped. They overcharged him, and that's the
How
whole
much
thing.
was Knob Creek, did we say?
$19.99.
For the 375 milliliter. That was for the smaller bottle that you get behind the counter.
Small bottle. And
Yeah.
then how
Right.
much was normally the big bottle? I'd be curious.
I don't know. I
I
didn't
think it's
have
like
that.
26 or
It's
something.
going to be like
I
26,
feel like.
$28. It's only
Yeah.
going to be a little bit more. So, You know what I mean? But I just figured I couldn't find the regular big bottle, which I would have bought, so I had to buy this bottle. So that was the only thing. So I would
Which
have
is
bought
kind
the
of
bigger
fun
bottle
to
just
use
have.
so people know. Don't forget, you ever see a bottle on a shelf, look at what's behind the counter, because behind
Yes.
the counter has the smaller bottles. I the
Right.
other day had like 6 bottles starting getting up to the line, and then realized, oh, there's like 3 of these are smaller versions, so you got to keep your eyes out for that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, always. You know what I mean? And this way, that's a great way to try a whiskey that you haven't tried before investing in a big bottle, you know, spending, say, 30, 40, even $50 for a bottle. They have the nip, try the nip first. If you don't like it for $5, don't, or go to a bar if you know they have it. Spend the money on, getting the shot or whatever you're going to get it. And try it there before you invest in to see if you like it first. Because, I have bottles of whiskey I'm probably never going to go to again. I've bought them, don't like them, have nothing. Maybe it was the bottle that brought me in or whatever. So definitely try them before if you can. And we did it on the last live. A lot of times the liquor stores have open bottles for you to try. And you got to ask them. They're not going to tell you about it, but sometimes they do have an open section where they'll pour you whatever it is.
So Derek, I've been telling people about this, and they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "I know. I'm a bartender. I'm a frequent going to the liquor store, as most of all of us are, and I have never once considered doing that ever."
Yeah,
ever.
I know. It wasn't until I started going the more stores we went to and they offered it up one time. I was like, "What?" And they were like, "Yeah, come on, you want to try it before And they give you a sample. They have it. It's not going to be a pour like you're getting at a bar. They're going to give you the little plastic cup, a little bit in there, so you can give it a try. Don't think you're going to go there and go, "Hey, I'm going out for free tonight," and you're going to go drink at the local liquor store. You know what I mean? Don't.
You went to enough of them.
Hey,
you were in the owner in the back.
Going in the back, throwing them down, but yeah. So.
Did you want to know
Darren,
the mash bill?
Wait, before you do that, yeah, is that a good price for him?
That is actually a very good price for the Bland's.
Yeah,
the Bland's averages between some $55 odd up, and I've seen it all the way up to like $80 a bottle. So $64 is actually a good price for the Bland's in our area if you're from around here, anywhere in the southeastern Massachusetts area. If you can get it, if you can find it, that's the other thing. I sometimes can find it. It's pretty regular in the places that I go to, but Bland's is kind of a hard find. It's a tough search, but $64 is a good price for that right now.
I'm curious if he went to the same place I am. Where him and I are gonna have to side talk and
figure
out which liquor store he's going to, because I actually just recently bought a bottle and it was like the same price. So,
well, I think we're gonna wrap this up, everybody, and we just.
So, Derek, before we finish,
yes, sir.
I have to show you what I'm gonna drink now, and then you have to show yours too. But
I'm finishing
this.
Go ahead.
This is pretty funny. So the other night we talked about this bottle, and I went to the store. I saw it, and it was exactly the price we said. And it's not
Dubliner. Do you have the Dubliner?
The Dubliner.
I loved that one the other day.
Man, this is good, and it's it's got a little smokiness, not too much, and like a lot of sweet notes. This is fun.
Yep. But, I'm just finishing up the ones that I started with, so I still have a little bit left. I got some nice pours from the ladies when they were pouring them in the other room. So
very nice. At least you got that. That's good.
Yes, I did. Yep. I got some good pours, so I was able to, and I also was, going easy on them. I wasn't like normally when we do, because once we're done with the show, we're done with the show. But these, I wanted to be able to go back to them and resample them, so I kind of went easy on them when I was drinking through them. So I were left a little bit behind, but. Want to give a big shout out to everyone that joined us this evening. Yes. Thank you so much to all our viewers, and thank you so much for voting and picking these 3 for our Sip Along With Us People's Choice. We're definitely going to be doing another one of these. We've got to come up with what we want to do. Maybe it'll be an Irish, maybe it'll be Scotch. I don't know yet. Maybe it'll be a combination of thereof. We'll give a list, and you, the viewer, will pick it for us.
I like that.
So, we'll go with that. Again, we'll try to keep it in the, low end of realm where you're not going out and having to spend, thousands of dollars on bottles and whatnot. This way, it'll be something simpler and easy to find. That's the other thing, you know what I mean? At a local liquor store with some of the easier to find stuff. That's the way we'll keep it. We'll try to keep it, low pricing and whatnot like we did for this one. But thank you to everyone. Nick, would you like to close out with anything?
I would like to say, again, thank you for everyone for joining. Thank you for all the friends and family members and new friends who have joined us.
Yes, thank you so
we've
much.
been doing a lot of promoting. If you haven't, it's funny because I've actually been talking to a few people who I'm friends with that didn't know I was even doing this. And I don't really know how that's possible, but I was just like, tell your friends. We just, we want to build this relationship with everyone and have a good time and have episodes like this, and we can't do it without you guys. So thank you again,
true.
and let everyone know to subscribe everywhere. There's always links and pop-ups all over this.
Yeah, follow us. It'll be down below. Make comments, follow us, like, share this, to other people. Let them know about it. And, we really can't do it without you. And we appreciate everyone that watches and everyone that commented tonight and was joining us and sipping along with us. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate it. Thank you very much.
And your night with a little bit of good jazz, by the way. It's always a good option.
A good jazz, some jazz. I don't have jazz.
Cool jazz?
Cool jazz.
I'm going to close this out in the song that I know that is non-copyright and I've been using the whole time. So good night, everybody. And here's hoping that everyone finds a little bit of luxury.
And otherwise ordinary. Sadie?
I don't know.
She doesn't know
Life.
what it is.
I'm sorry.
See?
I should have.
That's perfect. Nick can make fun of somebody else for not being able to finish it. Great.
There
Later,
you go. It's
everyone.
me.
Thank you.
Good night.